Van Dijk's standing there. Van Dijk's a big guy, you know what I mean? And Robertson's small, and Robertson's like, oh, why are they celebrating like they won the tie? It's as if, you're in school, yeah, and the small kid that gets bullied on has found a new friend who's the big kid, and now all of a sudden he's got confidence.
Do you really want to?
Welcome back to the MVP podcast, the greatest sports show in this goddamn universe. Man, them.
Oh, yeah.
What are you guys saying?
All good in the hood.
Yeah? Sports all right, life's all right, all of that's good.
Life is good, man. You know,
Yeah?
future, red bar.
Okay, cool. So, we're talking football, but is there anyone that has anything to say before we start?
You didn't tell me the topics.
Do you know what's funny? I checked the WhatsApp conversation this morning and I did tell him what we were going to talk about. I did tell him.
Now that you said that,
Yeah, exactly.
You caught him.
if I knew what I'm talking about,
Trying to tell me. Nah, we know what we're talking about. But before we even get into anything, that Braithwaite
Oh yeah,
guy,
watch him.
is that first of all, that has got to be the most blatant form of cheating I've ever seen in my life, ever.
How can it be a cheat when it's in the actual rule book?
Okay, well, this is why I call it cheating.
I get it. I get it from logically speaking, yeah. But
No. Listen to this. No, listen to this. Yeah. So Braithwaite was their number one striker.
Yeah.
Can we all agree on that, right? It was their number one striker. So in the rule book, it says if there's injuries, you can somehow find a replacement, and they did. So they signed him.
Yeah.
So then Leganes, which I think is the team,
Leganes,
I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, said, well, we've just lost our best striker because of this rule. Where do we stand? Do we at least, because they had no choice in the matter, because they triggered the release clause. So can we not, and they refused. They're like, no, you can't do anything about it. You're stuck without it. I am sorry. I don't care about no rule book. That is cheating.
well, that's the
Full
thing. You know,
jive.
That's
is
cheating.
Bully boy tactics.
It is bully boy
Bully boy
tactics,
tactics.
and it's so bad because he was half of their goals, and even though he's a reject from Middlesbrough, he was still doing bits for them at least because they're a relegation team, and now that's it. They've been cast into
That is unfair.
into relegation. battle.
I'm pretty sure they beat Madrid last night. They're winning 1-0 with 85 minutes to go. I didn't watch. I didn't watch the rest.
You know what's crazy? Someone I remember I was hearing, it's like, yo, they did this with a team like Leganés, yeah? Imagine it came down to, okay, we need a striker. Barcelona said, we need a striker, yeah? I don't know what will happen. We'll trigger Karim Benzema's.
Never.
That's the thing.
That's two big
And
corporations.
that's the thing.
That's what it is.
If they trigger the release clause and Benzema wants to leave, what can Real Madrid do? And and they're in a title race.
I think
That's how messed up the rule is.
with big corporations like that, I think there's
They could do it. They could legit do it with a team like Atletico.
I don't know, man. I think just because they were a small team, that's why they got away with it.
Probably.
If it was any other team, I know this is in the rule book, but it's a relegation team. Like I said, I don't even know. I don't watch the league. I'll be honest with you, but I don't think they'll be able to do that to any other big team, if that makes sense. Just because the way it works and you're in corporations and stuff like that, everyone knows their loopholes and stuff like that. The bigger people always tend to win in court.
He's only going to be playing 12 games.
Did you see his thingy though? Did you see his unveiling?
I put it on my Snapchat. I put it on my Snapchat. What's worse, if not the fact that no one was there, is the fact that he tried every skill under the sun and he couldn't do any of them. Under pressure from where? No one's watching him. He had one camera on him.
He's not a striker. You think to yourself I'd like him in my team, would you? It's a proper panic buy in it. You know what I mean?
It's not even a panic.
It's not even a panic buy. They yeah. But he got 2 assists yesterday though.
Yeah, no. And he hugged Messi and said, "I'm never going to watch my shirt again."
Yeah, that's the weird one. That's the weird
He's a
one.
grown man.
But let's get into it now. Champions League was back, which is probably the highlight of my entire week, considering I was off the whole week. And I started this thing on Snapchat a couple of days ago. I posted a picture of Jordan Henderson. And because it was out for 3 weeks, I posted and I captioned it something along the lines of, is Liverpool's title charge at stake now? Yeah, it was a joke. Some people took it serious. I was like, are you dead serious? You're winning by 25 points. As if Jordan Henderson is going to make that much of a difference. But I said as a joke, and then people were in the inboxes were like sending me all, instead of like talking to each other, which in essence they really could have, but they kept sending me the replies.
Oh, I see that. And you kept screenshot and everything.
I kept posting. I was like,
Be stirring pot.
but before that argument, people were complaining about Klopp's and Robeson's comments at the end of the Atletico Madrid game, the loss, which was something along the lines of, well, why did they celebrate like they already won the tie, blah, 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 blah. And some people felt salty about it.
Do you know what made me laugh in that situation? If you go back and watch the interview, Van Dijk's standing there. Van Dijk's a big guy, you know what I mean? And Robertson's small, and Robertson's like, oh, why are they celebrating like they won the tie? It's as if, you're in school, and the small kid that gets bullied on has found a new friend who's the big kid, and now all of a sudden he's got confidence. Like, don't get me wrong, guy. Okay, they celebrated like they won the tie, but bro, Liverpool are one of the top clubs in Europe right now. They're the champions of Europe. They won it last year. They're flying away with the league. If you've managed to grind out a win, in the 4th minute you've scored a goal, like they had what? My maths is 86 minutes to score a goal. They didn't score a goal, but they had their chances. Obviously, the Hendo chance was quite a big
Nothing
one.
on target though.
Yeah, they had the chances. Are you not going to celebrate? Why is it? Look, Klopp, I like Klopp as a manager. I think he's fantastic, but he's very animated on the touchlines, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't he get animated? I've seen him running up down the touchline. I've seen him hook players. I've seen him go, when they get a goal and stuff like that. Why is it when Simeone does it, it's bad? You've been doing it all year. Now Simeone's done it. Now you're getting face on.
I don't think it was kind of like that.
The only thing I get is that it's half time. That's the only thing I get from that, and I'm just taking that out and putting it in a separate context just as it's half time. That's the only thing I can agree with. However, it does look a bit salty. Like, you just think you're on top of the world. Like, people are taking it as a privilege at this moment in time to beat Liverpool. Like we've beaten Liverpool. Like, that is a big thing. Like, Man United took a point off them. We've beaten them. Napoli beat them. That's it. No one else is in like any sort of league with Liverpool at the moment because they're that good. So let them celebrate every time Liverpool, and they all go like they beat every single team. They go and beat Stoke and they all go crazy and get the cup involved. Like, they're at home, like they've beat you guys. You're a good team. You're the defending champions. I would celebrate. You're the defending champions. We've beaten you. If we go and beat you again, well, fair enough. If we don't, well, we beat you once. But obviously, I know it's a 2-legged game. I think there's no need for that. At the end of the day, it's just a bit of like, this arrogance, this success is getting to their heads a little bit. Not all of them, some of them.
Well, yeah, but do you not?
Well, at the same time, I could see maybe it's like a tactic. All right then. So
that's what I said.
Happens, like, look what we did to Barcelona. Look what, these things happen. So I don't know, but if there's a team that can frustrate Liverpool, that might be one of them.
Look, I don't think Liverpool is stupid, and I know full well that they know that they celebrate every win like it's like a big deal, right? Yeah. So it's too blatant and too obvious for them to then go and criticize them. This is why when I first heard it, I was like, that don't make no sense.
I think, you know what?
So I genuinely believe that it's all just it's a tactic to try and put them off the next game. Rile them up. I said it in the group. Atletico Madrid is the most emotional team in Europe, pretty much, because it's like the team embodies the manager. And the manager is such an emotional character that the team have brought upon
Liverpool
themselves.
Is emotional as well.
No, but they're a lot more level-headed. A lot more level-headed.
Liverpool are also I'd say the most emotional team in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, I'd say he's right.
What?
Yeah,
Liverpool are,
right. I'd say he's right. Even more than City, I'd say. Even take away what City have done this season, I think he's right. That Liverpool team, like, look how they play for each other, and look how
they're a family unit.
So, yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, but when you say emotional, when you say emotional, I'm more talking about like the aggression,
Yeah, I think so. I think that team, like, everyone was talking about that team is like, it's not really a collection of superstars. It's just like some humble brothers from the streets come together and are proving to be one of the greatest teams ever. That's what it is, man. It's like, who was Salah, a reject? Who was Mane, not very good? He
was.
No, I'm just saying. We've not got time to discuss all of Liverpool. We've done that too many times. But all these guys, apart from one or two, Alisson, top of his game.
Who was Hendo, just out of curiosity?
Who was Hendo? Like, probably washing pots back in Sunderland. No, I'm just saying, before he came, now they're saying he's Gerrard or whatever. But the point is that who are these guys? Look at Man City. Who's Dan Silva? Who is Aguero? Who is this guy? They're all superstars. So, yeah, of course, man. These guys come together and they've done something very, very, very special. And I give them respect for that. But come off it, man. That team is the most emotional because probably in their heart of hearts, they believe no one gave us a chance. And we've won Champions League. We went to a final. We've won the league. Yeah. And we're going to build a dynasty. So, yeah, I personally think by far, there's not a single team that you can name, including Man City over the past couple of years that I could say is more emotionally like
Invested.
I think
not invested because that's the wrong word, but embodying the Simeone or that sort of same emotional status.
I think the thing with Liverpool is they're still in that little bubble of everything's still expanding. It's still getting to them. It's still getting
like
better
a
and better.
balloon.
Yeah.
They're more,
It's still and they're I don't want to say they're because their skin's not thick enough to because anything could burst the bubble. Right now, the bubble's just got to a stage where it's just massive. Like these guys have got massive egos now. They are 20 points clear. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, but you shouldn't think, innit? You shouldn't
But
think
you know what?
because we're
Give
20
them
points clear.
respect in the league.
Exactly.
They've not done that in the league.
Yeah.
Like, look how they all talk and give them respect, like Henderson. All of
They
them.
did.
Give them respect. They're all talking quite respectfully, saying, look, the league's not over. The league's not over. Like, they're all just being really nice about it.
Yeah.
And being humble about it. So, you know what? I partially agree with Beeman. I think maybe it is a tactic because you don't win tournaments, winning one leg. You win tournaments.
Maybe they were just generally that frustrated that they couldn't get anything
Or
off in that game.
maybe it's just maybe it's part of that as well. Maybe it is like, how the hell are we losing to Atletico Madrid, like the fake Madrid? They could, in their heads, I'm just thinking how they're processing it.
Because look
It's
at
like
the
even
goal as well.
Madrid. You
No,
get
it's the
what
Real
I'm saying?
Madrid.
Look at the goal. The goal was very soft as well. It wasn't one of them. You thought, wow, you know what I mean? They've been
We got past
outclassed.
Van Dijk, innit? I think the ball...
Concentration was
We need
lapsed.
to stop saying that, man. We got past Van Dijk. every time someone says this, like you put him on such a high pedestal. But Tottenham lost in Champions League, and then they followed up with the loss to Chelsea. For a team that everyone had such high hopes for, considering the way that they ended last season.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Pochettino gone, Mourinho came in, and do you know what the thing with Mourinho is? If he's not winning, don't ever give him any excuses because he's going to ride that excuse for the rest of his life.
He's one of the saltiest guys.
He is the saltiest guy in the
He's
world,
salty.
right? But in all honesty, being without Kane and being without Son is a big deal. And he said yesterday, and although I think it was the way he twisted his words, I was like, you're an absolute idiot, man. And I don't like him as a manager so much. Is he said, well, look at Chelsea. They've got Tammy who's out and Batshuayi who got injured during the game. And then look, they've got Giroud on the bench.
Yeah.
And then look at us. No strikers. We have the two strikers we have in hospital. And I was like, shut up, man.
In that team now, we need to see a step up, don't we? Because obviously the two strikers that are out, Song and Kane, they're their main goal scorers. The number third in that, this was said by commentators, is Dele Alli. And Dele Alli was playing quite well when Mourinho first came, so he generally needs to step up. I mean, with regards to we haven't got players, they have got players that can fill those roles. They bought that kid from Ajax, didn't they?
He's more of a winger though. He's more of a wide man.
Yeah,
He is a wide
better
man.
man.
He is, but
Even Lucas Moura's a wide man.
Yeah, I think you're downplaying a little bit too much.
I gotta give Mourinho's got a point. Finally, Mourinho's got a point. He's lost two of his best players. Maybe
Man,
his
that's a
best
big
two
deal.
players.
That's a big deal. And it's not just that; it's the best two players.
And in the same position.
It's
Offensively.
it's their two
I get
best
that,
players
but-
that get them the goals, that get them the wins. That it's like you've shaved off so many layers of the way that they can play. I think from now on they're going to be extremely one-dimensional
Yeah, I
with the
don't
way that they
expect
go.
much from them
No, considering they're still fifth.
that's
After
when you
all
have,
of that,
that's when you have to
that's
rise
not
up.
for
innit?
long,
That's what
yeah.
I think. When things go against you, that's when you need to rise up. That's when you need to find a way.
Yeah, I
You
know,
need to
but
persevere.
it's not that easy when you
It's
lose.
like me saying to you, look, tomorrow or today, Man United are playing. Let's just have an example. There's no Rashford, there's no Greenwood, and there's no Martial. And let's say there was no Igalo at this point. We didn't sign Igalo. All right,
Where's the what?
Yeah,
we play
no, it's-
Lingard,
I get your point.
Daniel
So you wanna
James,
put
and
Lingard, yeah, exactly.
come on, and you know
Messi,
that's not going
Lingard.
to
No,
go
of
anywhere.
course, Messi,
You know
Lingardinho.
what I'm saying? Yeah, Lingardinho. It's not going to happen, is it? So let's be fair, man. You lose two of the world's best strikers, yeah, and I honestly hold them in that regard. You're going to be tough.
Struggling.
You don't
Yeah,
even have
sure.
not Morata, Negredo, not Negredo. Who's the guy that they used to have? The guy who
Llorente.
stumbled. Llorente, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even have Llorente anymore. Even if they had him, at least you could say, look, they've got a plan. Route 1 football. They haven't even got that.
But I feel like this is perfectly set up for Jose Mourinho. At the end of the season, if he makes Champions League, my God. My
an
God.
overachievement,
Then
isn't it,
then there's not much that I can say about that individual season.
Yeah.
Not as a manager.
Yeah.
Just at that individual season, there's not much that I can say about him. But and I lost track of thought now.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I lost track of thought.
Well, here's the thing with Jose Mourinho, we're acting like he's had this team since the beginning of the year. Like he's only just come in.
This is what I was going to say. You're right. But doesn't that give him an excuse? If this goes on till the end of the season,
Yeah.
which it will, because they're both out for the season. Yeah. Goes to the end and he's like, yo, look, listen, you've seen what happened. Two of our best players got injured. I need reinforcements, and they just throw money at him,
They're
and he
gonna
just
throw-
signs
Yeah.
a player.
They're
But
gonna
they're not
throw-
known for that though.
But the thing is, he wouldn't have come in otherwise. I discussed this before.
Yeah, I know you did. You mentioned
He
that.
would
But
never ever go to a job
he said in an interview, didn't
without
he?
money. Like first season at Man United, 90 million on Pogba, 30 million on Bailly, Mkhitaryan for 30 million, Ibrahimovic for free. That's 150 million, I think. Quick maths, yeah, 150 million. That's 4 players. Next season they spent quite a bit as well. The season after they spent a little bit. He's gonna spend money, man.
That's what Mourinho's known for. Innit? Mourinho's known for buying his
Yeah,
players.
he doesn't
his type of
develop players. Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. He doesn't develop players. So
Yeah.
well, he does, but he doesn't develop. He doesn't. That's not his his route. So we'll see.
It'll be all right.
And they've probably got a lot of revenue coming in from that new stadium.
Do you watch the Champions League game against Leipzig? They're all throwing stuff, saying they're all complaining about the ticket prices, the away fans,
Really?
because the prices were too expensive. I had a look just out of interest for a ticket for a game there, just an average game. I don't know who it was, Everton or Watford or something. £300 and some in one of the high stands. Really high
Yeah,
stands.
they're
It's not even a good
ridiculous.
stand, but that stadium, because it's all beautiful, like you still get an unbelievable view. £300 and some on the website, not even a reseller on the website.
For nosebleeds.
I know. I'm sure that's against the law. I'm sure there's like,
It was a home game. Away games is a £30 rule.
oh, the away
yeah,
game.
away game, the away rule. But home games, you could charge whatever you want.
That's crazy.
319 quid. I'm not watching bloody Barcelona, greatest team ever.
Nah. But with the quality now, surely they should look into making it slightly cheaper for the fans, considering you're coming to see.
Football's a business.
Yeah, they're not gonna harm the bottom line if
Yeah.
they can keep. The
But they
prices
are
down.
harming the bottom line.
But the thing is, I bet the prices are not that expensive. I bet that was a slightly extortionate price given the time I was looking at. But the prices, I was speaking to somebody who I know who went to a game, and he said he paid about 130 quid or something, 120 quid for a ticket. There were 2 of them that went. You probably know who they are. I'm not going to name the names.
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
They were 120 quid each for a ticket.
Yeah,
I think they played
I'm never
Liverpool
doing that.
Yeah,
And it was really, really high up. Like I'm saying, I went once to a game, Man United versus Man City, derby, and I sat right where the cameras are, right next to the manager. Met all the players, all the manager. Unbelievable seats. Never forget it. Shout out to my cousin for hooking that up. Yeah, and those tickets were priced at double what I just said. And we didn't have to pay that, but they were priced at double that, 250 quid. But that was a reseller price. So the guy's got the season ticket there, and he just charges a bomb, and he makes it back. People want to be on that. We were on Sky Sports a few times. Yeah. We were on Sky. My dad did not recognise us loads of times because we sat right next to the manager. Like where then people sit, you see them all the time. So it depends, innit? It depends. But
For you
to,
being crime
to be
watcher,
paying
fair,
up there, to sit up there and be paying and whatever quid, it's a bit ridiculous.
Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna have to put a stop to it there. So, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, share, subscribe, like so said at the beginning, and we're gonna be back again soon. So, peace.
Peace.